Peter Hoekstra is one of the authors of the book, The CCP is at War with America, and you can find it wherever books are sold. I'm not a virologist. I can't talk to you about gain of function. I can't tell you whether or not the virus was bioengineered in a lab or not. But I do know these facts, and these facts are from the record going all the way back to January of 2020, that initially, it wasn't blamed on a bat. It was blamed on this bizarre creature called a pangolin that looks like an armadillo, and somehow or other that got infected in the wet market. Now, how people could say definitively it came from that is a mystery, because the facts are the Chinese government shut down the investigation. Not only did they shut it down, but they erased it. If it hadn't been for a scientist in Shanghai releasing the genetic code, and that was done apparently without the government's permission, we wouldn't have even had that in the initial months of the infection. The other fact is at Wuhan, the Chinese government shut down the domestic airport at the start of the outbreak, but left the international airport open. That is unbelievable to me, that you would be in the middle of a pandemic alert. That would be a huge problem. Another fact, they had an eye doctor, an ophthalmologist, who was noticing these bizarre infections in his patients, and he raised the issue. Well, he then disappeared. The Chinese government shut him down. There was another research group in southern China that published something on the internet blaming the Wuhan Institute of Virology. That also got shut down. So you look at these facts and you go, well, something's up. Here's another fact you may not know. How was the Wuhan Institute of Virology started? Well, it was started with our tax dollars. Under the Obama administration, after the SARS outbreak, everyone was concerned about a global pandemic, and we need to research these things. And so we established the Institute. We paid for that. Fauci was part of that. He knows all of this history, that it was our tax dollars that actually constructed it and started all of the research into bat viruses. Now, could it have been a lab leak? I think it's pretty obvious. Wuhan, the Institute of Virology, is right at the epicenter of where the virus first was released. China does not have a good track record of institutes of virology. The one in Beijing had a lab leak. That didn't end up around the world, but it did infect people in Beijing. So it wasn't to be trusted. And to say, well, let's keep funding this because we need the research. Everyone involved in that knew the Chinese military was looking over the shoulder at everything that the Institute of Wuhan was doing. They were involved. So was there gain of function research? Well, we're going to find out, and I hope the Congress says, yes, we need to really take a very hard look at this and have some virologists who really know what they're talking about come in and examine, could this have come out naturally? Could it have been some kind of strange animal in a wet market? Well, I think the more likely thing is there was a lab leak.